Hey everyone, in this video we will build a fully responsive website using just HTML and CSS, designed specifically for beginners. If you have some basic knowledge of these technologies but still find it challenging to build a complete project, then this is the perfect video for you. We'll break everything down step by step, making it simple and approachable so you can confidently create your own responsive website from scratch. Welcome back to Code and Create's YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm George and I run this channel together with my friend Lasha. We've been teaching web development for several years on popular educational platforms and we're proud to have taught over 100,000 students. If you find this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future tutorials. We are on our way to reaching 20,000 subscribers and your support is crucial in helping us get there. Before we dive into building this project, let me give you a quick overview of what we are going to create and the exciting features this website will have. This is a clean, modern and fully responsive furniture website, perfect for beginners who want to create something practical using just HTML and CSS. The website starts with a beautifully designed navigation bar at the top. It includes a stylish logo, a search bar, and icons for the shopping cart, favorites, and user profile. The navigation menu is simple yet elegant, with neatly arranged links and intuitive icons that enhance usability. Next we have the Hero section, which features a bold banner showing a luxury furniture theme. This section grabs attention with its visuals and includes two call to action buttons, Go to Shop and Explore, making it visually appealing and functional. Moving on, the Product section highlights various furniture categories such as bedrooms, dining, sofas and more. Each category is displayed using clean icon-based cards, making the layout both minimal and effective. Also, we have here nice and cool hover effect. The pricing section is where we showcase some of the best furniture pieces with interactive pricing cards. These cards include hover effects and icons for exploring the product or adding it to favorites, giving it a professional touch. There is also a blog section where we feature the latest trends. For example, this includes a winter trends magazine with download option. Towards the bottom, we have included a sleek newsletter sign-up section. Here, users can subscribe to grab a discount, which not only adds a real-world feature, but also enhances the overall design. Finally, the footer ties everything together with branding and copyright details, keeping it simple and clean to leave a lasting impression. This entire website is fully responsive, meaning it adapts beautifully to any screen size, whether you're viewing it on a desktop, tablet or phone. Throughout this project, I will explain each step in detail, from creating layouts to adding styles and ensuring everything looks stunning on all devices. Now, one important thing to note about this project is that it's designed with extra large screen sizes in mind, specifically screens with a width of 1920 pixels and a height of 1080 pixels. If you're using a smaller screen, the layout might not look as intended until we make it fully responsive. To avoid such issues, I recommend opening your browser's developer tools, switching to responsive mode, and setting the width and height to 1920 pixels and 1080 pixels. This will give you a proper view of the design and help you follow along without any layout problems. Now that you've seen what we will be building, let's jump right in and start creating this website step by step. Alright, so I have created a new folder on the desktop. Let's go ahead and open it in VS Code. I'm going to create here two different files, one for HTML and the second one for the CSS. Then open index.html file and create basic HTML document. Let's go ahead and change the title. I'm going to insert here furniture, and also I'm going to link CSS file. Let's go ahead and run the project to the browser, and also I'm going to place the browser and the editor side by side, like so, because I want to make our working process more convenient and simple. Next, I'm going to grab some links like Font Awesome CDN, because we're going to use some Font Awesome icons throughout the project. Let's go ahead and grab the link, then open link tag and paste here the link. Besides that, we're going to use some Google Fonts, so let's go ahead and visit Google Fonts website and search for a couple of different fonts. The first one is going to be font called Kenya. Let's select the style and then search for another font, Mukta. I'm going to select a couple of different styles, and then we need to grab the link from here. Let's paste it in the head element. Alright, so I think we are ready. Let's start to create HTML markup. First of all, I'm going to pass here some comments. Then let's go ahead and open div tag with the class container. Next, we need another comment for Navbar. And then I'm going to insert here HTML5 nav tag with the class Navbar. Next, I'm going to create div tag, which is going to be Navbar top, and it will include a logo. I'm going to pass here a Font Awesome icon with the class names FA Solid, FA Couch. So here we have the Font Awesome icon. Then I'm going to insert here a span tag, which will include the text value furniture. Alright, that's it about the logo. Then I'm going to create a search bar. Let's insert here input tag with the type text, and with the placeholder attribute, which will include the following text: what are you looking for? Then we need again a Font Awesome icon with the class names FA Solid, FA Magnifying Glass, so here we have input and the search icon. After that, I'm going to create another div tag with the class user, and I'm going to pass here a couple of different icons. The first one is going to be FA Solid, FA Cart Shopping. Then I'm going to pass here span tag, which will include the value, I mean the $, and some numbers. Then I'm going to use another Font Awesome icon, FA Regular, FA Heart. And finally, I'm going to pass here another icon. It's going to be FA Solid, FA User. So here we have our icons. After that, I'm going to create the navigation list, which will include a couple of different navigation items. Let's insert here another Font Awesome icon. It's going to be FA Solid, FA House, and also I'm going to use here span tag with value home. Let's duplicate the navigation item a couple of times and then change the class names and the values of the span tags. We need here couch and products. The next one is going to be dollar sign and pricing. The next icon is going to be blogger. Let's pass here blog. Then we will have star, sales, and the last icon is going to be message, and the span element will be contact. Alright, so here we have the icons, but as you can see, one of the icons is not displaying. Let's check. So we need here FA brands instead of solid. So now the problem is fixed. Alright, that's it about the HTML markup. Let's start to write some CSS. I'm going to pass here some comments for default styles. Let's go ahead and select every element using an asterisk. Let's set margin and padding, both of them to 0. Also, I'm going to define box sizing property, and I'm going to set it to border box. The next one is going to be outline. Let's make it none. And also, I'm going to define the general font family. It's going to be Mukta Sans Serif. So, as you can see, the default styles are applied. Next, I'm going to change the font size of the HTML element because I want to use rem as the measurement unit. Let's set font size to 62.5%. In this case, 1 rem will be equal to 10 pixels. Alright, let's go ahead and insert here some comments for container and also for navbar. At first, I'm going to style the nav element. Let's define width. I'm going to make it 100%, and also I'm going to define the height, which is going to be 19 rem. Then let's change the background color. I'm going to set it to white. Next, I'm going to use display flags, and I'm going to change the direction. It's going to be column. Then use align item center. So as you can see, the elements are placed in the center. Also, I'm going to use little shadow effect using box shadow. The values will be 0, 1 rem, 5 rem, and as the color I'm going to use RGBA value. It's going to be black color with lower opacity 0.1. So as you can see, we have here box shadow. The next element that I'm going to style is going to be navbar top. First of all, let's set display to flex. Then we need to align items in the center, I mean vertically, and also let's define padding. It's going to be 2 rem and 0. Alright, after that let's select div elements in the navbar top. Let's define margin. It's going to be 0 and 4 rem on the left and right sides. Then I'm going to select logo. I mean the font awesome icon in the logo. Let's change the font size, make it 6 rem. Also, I'm going to change the color. Let's use here color F887 to be. And also create some space on the right side using margin right with the value 2 rem. So here we have our logo, which is looking much better. Next, I'm going to take care of the span element, which is placed next to the icon. So let's change the font family, use here font called Kenya, cursive. Change the font size, let's make it bigger, use 4 rem. Also create some space between the letters. And change color. I'm going to use here color 073E72. So here we have our span element, which is tiled and looks nice. Let's select here logo, I mean the wrapper elements. I'm going to set display to flags and also align items center in order to center icon and the span element. Okay. Next, let's take care of the search bar. First of all, I'm going to select the input element and change its width. It's going to be 52 rem. Next, we need to create some space inside the input. Let's set padding to 1.2 rem at the top, then 1.4 rem on the right side, 1.2 rem at the bottom, and 3.7 rem on the left side. Next, I'm going to change the background color. It's going to be AEFF3. So here we have the search bar, I mean the input element. Let's get rid of border. I'm going to make it none, and also I'm going to set border radius to 0.5 rem. Next, let's take care of the font. Let's change font size, make it 1.6 rem, and also I'm going to set font weight to 300. Then change the color. Use here blue color. So as you can see, the input element looks nicer. Let's go ahead and select the placeholder. Change the font size, make it 1.7 rem. Also change the font weight, use here 300, and I'm going to set color to blue. Okay. Now it's time to start to style the font awesome icon. I'm in the search icon. Let's define its position, make it absolute. And also we need to make the position of the parent element relative, because we need to position element according to the parent. Then define top position is going to be 50%. As for the left position, it's going to be 1.4 rem. And also I'm going to center the element perfectly horizontally. For that we need transform, translate y minus 50%. So the icon is positioned. Next, I'm going to increase the font size. It's going to be 1.5 rem. Change the color. Use here again blue color. So the search bar is ready. Let's go ahead and select user. Change the font size, make it 2 rem, and also define the color. as you can see, we need some space between the items. So I'm going to select user I and user span and define margin right, make it 1.2 rem. Alright, so as you can see, the top side of the navbar is ready. Let's go ahead and take care of the navigation list. Let's define display, make it flex. Define the height. It's going to be 8.5 rem. Then we need some space at the top using padding top 2 rem. After that, I'm going to select div elements in the navigation list. So the width is going to be 16 rem. Also, I'm going to use again display flex and then change the direction, make it column. Let's align items in the center and also use justify content center in order to center perfectly the elements. Alright, after that I'm going to create borders on the left side of the items. Let's set border left to 0.1 rem solid, and as the color I'm going to use E9AD So as you can see, we have here borders, but we need to remove border in the beginning. So let's go ahead and select nav list div with the nth child 1. We select here the first element. Let's set border to none. Okay, so as you can see, the problem is fixed and our navigation items look much better. Let's change the cursor type and make it pointer. Okay, so let's move on and select icons. Increase the font size, make it 2 rem. Also change the color, use here the blue color. Then I'm going to create some space at the bottom using margin bottom with value 1 rem. So as you can see, the icons look really nice. Then I'm going to select span elements. I'm in the items. Font size is going to be 1.6 rem. And then also we need to change the color. Again, blue color. Also I'm going to create some space between the letters. So as you can see, the items look really nice. Alright, so now it's time to create our next section, which is going to be the landing. Let's insert here new comments for landing. Then I'm going to open here section element with the class landing. The first element that we are going to insert here is going to be the background. Next, I'm going to insert here banner, which will consist of a couple of different elements. The first one is going to be an image. Let's specify here the path of the image. We need to select banner image. Also, let's insert here class banner img. Then I'm going to open h1 tag with the class banner heading. The text is going to be luxury furniture. Then we will have two different buttons. Let's assign to the button classes banner btn and also banner btn 1. Let's insert here go to shop. I'm going to duplicate this element and change the class name and also change the value. It's going to be explore. Alright, so that's it about the HTML markup of the second section. Let's go ahead and start to style the elements. Let's insert here comments. And then select section element with the class landing. I'm going to define a width, it's going to be 100%. As for the height, I'm going to make it 90 viewport height. Next, I'm going to select the background. Let's set its position to absolute, and also we need to define the position for the parent element. Let's make it relative. Then I'm going to define top position, it's going to be 4 rem. As for the left position, I'm going to make it 50%. And then let's center the element. Horizontally, we need transform translate x minus 50%. Also, I'm going to define the width, it's going to be 90%. As for the height, I'm going to make it 65 rem. Then change the background color, make it OB3954, and also make the corners rounded using border radius 3 rem. Okay, so here we have the blue background. Next, I'm going to select banner. Let's define width, make it 60%. Then define height, it's going to be 65 rem. Also set the position to absolute. Then we need to select image element. Let's define width 100%. Also we need to define height as 100%. So here we have the image. Alright, next I'm going to change the position of the banner. Let's set top position to 8 rem. Then define left position 50%, and also for centering I'm going to use transform translate x with the value minus 50%. After that, I'm going to define background image. We need linear gradient with RGBA value. Let's select black color with opacity 0.5, and then again I'm going to use the same color with the same opacity. After that, let's define border radius with value 3 rem. We need object fit for the image with the value cover, and also we need the same border radius for the image as well. And finally, let's use opacity 0.8. Alright, so the image looks nice. Let's go ahead and take care of the banner heading. Let's define its position as absolute. Then we need to define top position, make it 10 rem. Then the right position is going to be 5 rem. So as you can see, the heading is positioned on the right side. Let's define the font size, it's going to be 8 rem. And also change the color of the element, make it white. Alright, next I'm going to set the width to 40%. And also let's decrease the space between the words, set line height to 1. Alright, next I'm going to align text to the right side. Also use some text shadow effect with the values 0, 3 rem, 3 rem, and as the color let's use RGBA value. So now as you can see, the heading looks really nice. Next I'm going to take care of the buttons. Let's set position to absolute. Then define top position, make it 28 rem. The width is going to be 18 rem. Also the height is going to be 4 rem. Then we need border, it's going to be none. Change the border radius, make the buttons rounded with the value of 3 rem. So you can see here the button. I'm going to change the font size. Let's make it 1.6 rem. Also change the cursor, make it pointer. All right. Let's go ahead and select first button. The position is going to be right 25 rem, and the background color will be orange. The color of the text is going to be white. Okay, so the first button looks good. Let's go ahead and take care of the second one. Use the same code, change the class name. The position is going to be 5 rem on the right side. Also change the background color. It's going to be white. As for the color of the text, it's going to be orange. Okay, so everything looks really nice. I'm going to create hover effect for the first button. On hover, I'm going to change the background color. Let's make it white. Also change the color, make it orange. As for the second button, we need the opposite. I mean, we have to change the background color, make it orange. As for the color of the text, it's going to be white. And lastly, let's use transition with the values all 0.3 seconds. Okay, so that's it. The landing is styled, and now we have to move on and take care of the next section. Okay, so now it's time to move on and start to create our next section, which is going to be the product section. I'm going to start to create HTML markup. So let's go ahead and insert here comments for products. Then I'm going to open section element with the class products. The first element that I'm going to insert here is going to be div with the class products top. We'll have here h3 heading element with the value search for. Then we'll have h2 heading 15,000 and h1 heading element with the text products. After that, I'm going to create another div element which will be products icons. Let's open div tag with the class bedroom. I'm going to insert here an image for the icon. It's going to be bedroom PNG. And also we will have here a span element for the text bedroom. Let's duplicate this element a couple of times, then change the class names. It's going to be buffet. Also change the name of the image and change the text value of the span element. Do the same for the next element. It's going to be dining. Let's change the image name and also the span. Then we'll have sofa. Change the span. The next item is going to be table. And the last item is going to be wardrobe. So let's change the name of the image and also the span element. Alright, so that's it about the HTML markup. We have here all the needed elements. Let's go ahead and start to write some CSS. I'm going to insert here the comments, products, end of products. Then select the section element, define its width. It's going to be 100%. As for the height, I'm going to make it 85 viewport height. Next, we need display flex. And we have to change the direction. Let's make it column. And also align items in the center. So as you can see, the elements are placed in the center. Let's go ahead and select products top. Define width, it's going to be 60%. Then I'm going to create some space at the bottom using margin bottom, 8 rem. Next, I'm going to select products H3 heading element. Increase font size, make it 2 rem. Also change the color. I'm going to use here blue color. Let's duplicate this code, change H3 into H2. I'm going to change the font size, make it 7 rem, and also change the color, use here orange color. Alright. Let's go ahead and style the third heading, I mean H1. Change the font size, make it 9 rem, and also change the color. I'm going to use here blue color. Besides that, I'm going to decrease the space at the top using margin top with the negative value minus 5 rem. Okay, so as you can see, the headings look pretty nice. Let's go ahead and select products icons. I'm going to define width. Let's make it 60%. Then I'm going to set display to flex. Then create some space between the items using justify content, space evenly. So as you can see, we have here even space between the items. Next, I'm going to select div element of the product icons. Let's set display to flex. Also change the direction, make it column. Then I'm going to align items in the center. Next, let's define the width, make it 18 rem. Also define the height, 20 rem. And create some space on the right side using margin right, 2 rem. Okay. Next, let's change the background color. I'm going to use here color F7, F7, F7. Then create space inside the item using padding. Next, I'm going to create some border radius, 2 rem, and also change the cursor, make it pointer. Alright, next I'm going to get rid of space on the right side from the last item. So we need to select last child. Then we need margin right to be 0. Alright. Let's go ahead and select image. Create some space at the bottom using margin bottom, 3 rem. Next, I'm going to select the span element. Let's change image into span. Change the font size, make it 2.5 rem. Also change the color. Use here color blue. Next, I'm going to create a hover effect. I'm going to change the background color. Let's make it white. And also use box shadow with the values 0, 1 rem, 3 rem. And as the color, I'm going to use RGBA, black color with the opacity 0.1. And also we need here transition for smooth effect. So as you can see, we have here nice hover effect. The last thing that I'm going to do is to create padding inside the section. I mean at the top side. Let's make it 5 rem. Alright, so everything looks nice and the product section is done. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so it's time to move on and start to create our next section, which is going to be a pricing section. Let's go ahead and insert here new comments, pricing, end of pricing. Then I'm going to open a section element with a class pricing. Let's insert here div tag pricing top, which will include a couple of different elements. So I'm going to pass here an image. Let's go ahead and specify here the path of the image. It's going to be furniture to PNG. Next, I'm going to pass here div tag pricing top content. Let's open h1 heading tag with the text get ready for Christmas. And also I'm going to place here a button, actual trends. Alright, so that's it about the top side. Now we need to create a couple of cards. Let's create div tag pricing cards and then insert here the card itself. So we will have here pricing card icons. I mean the font awesome icons. We'll have 3 of them. The first one is going to be FA solid, FA link. Then the next one is going to be FA regular, FA heart. As for the third icon, I'm going to use here FA solid, FA magnifying glass plus. Alright, so here we have our font awesome icons. Next, I'm going to insert here wrapper for the image. As for the image, let's select the path. It's going to be pricing armchair. Then I'm going to open h3 heading tag. It's going to be the name armchair. Also, we will have here stars. Let's use again font awesome icons. We will have 5 stars in total. So we need FA solid, FA star. Let's duplicate it 4 times. And finally, I'm going to pass here h4 heading element for the price. Alright, so that's it about the card. We'll have 6 of them, so let's go ahead and duplicate it 5 times. And then we have to make some changes. So the second card is going to be about couch. We need to change the path, also the heading. And we will have here different star. It's going to be FA regular, and also the price is going to be $129. The next card is going to be about lighting. Let's change the price, make it $59. Then we will have a card about sofa. Let's change the heading. Also change the price. Then move on to the next card. It's going to be for table. Actually, I'm going to change the stars for the sofa. We need here FA regular. Then change the price for the table. It's going to be $49. And now we have to change the details for the last card. It's going to be wardrobe. Let's change the heading. And also change the star. We need here FA regular. And lastly, I'm going to change the price. Alright, so here we have our 6 cards with images and the details. And the last element in the section is going to be a button. Go to shop. Alright, so that's it about the HTML markup. Now it's time to move on and start to write some CSS. Let's insert here new comments for pricing. Then I'm going to select section element. Let's define width. It's going to be 100%. Also we need here height 100%. Then I'm going to set display to flex, and then let's change the direction, make it column. Then I'm going to align the items in the center. So as you can see, the elements are placed in the center of the section. Next, I'm going to create some space at the bottom using margin bottom 20 rem. So here we have some space. That's it about the section element. Let's go ahead and select pricing top. I'm going to set display to flex. And then let's align items in the center. Besides that, I'm going to create some space at the bottom. So here we have the space. Next, I'm going to select pricing top images. The image. Let's create some space on the right side. Let's make it 20 rem. Then I'm going to select pricing top H1 heading element. Let's increase the font size, make it 7 rem. Also change the color. I'm going to use here blue color. Also I'm going to define the width. Let's make it 50 rem. And also change the line height, make it 1. Next, I'm going to create some space at the bottom using margin bottom 3 rem. So as you can see, the heading looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and select the button. Let's change the width, make it 18 rem. Also we need to change the height, let's make it 4 rem. Next, I'm going to define the background color. It's going to be white. Also, we need here border with values 0.1 rem, solid, and the color is going to be orange. So here we have the button. Let's make it a little bit rounded using border radius with the value of 3 rem. Also, I'm going to change the font size. It's going to be 1.6 rem. Next, I'm going to change the color. Use here orange color and also change the cursor, make it pointer. So as you can see, the button looks nice. Now it's time to move on and select pricing card. Let's change the width, make it 30 rem. Then change the height, it's going to be 45 rem. Also, I'm going to change the background color. Let's make it F7, F7, F7. So here we have the cards. Let's create some space using margin 1 rem. Also, I'm going to make the corners rounded using border radius 2 rem. So here we have the changes. Then use display flags and also change the direction, make it column. And also I'm going to align the items in the center. So as you can see, the items are placed in the center. I mean in the center vertically. Also let's use justify content space between in order to create some space between the flex items. Then I'm going to use padding to create some space inside the card. Let's use here 5 rem and 0 and also change the cursor type, make it pointer. Alright, so the cards look nice. Then we need to select the wrapper, development, pricing cards in order to align the cards. At first let's use width, make it 60%. Then set display to flex. So as you can see, the cards are placed side by side. And now use justify content with the value center. And after that, I'm going to wrap the elements using flex wrap wrap. Okay, so as you can see, the cards are aligned nicely. Let's use margin bottom with the value 5 rem in order to create some space at the bottom between the cards and the button. Next, I'm going to select pricing card icons. At first, I'm going to hide them using display none. Then let's go ahead and select image wrapper. I'm going to define width. Let's make it 20 rem. Also, let's define height. It's going to be 18 rem. Besides that, I'm going to create some space at the bottom. Let's make it 5 rem. Then set display to flex and also place the content in the center using justify content center. Alright. After that, I'm going to select the heading 3. Let's change the font size. It's going to be 1.6 rem. Also, I'm going to change the font weight. Let's set it to 300 and create some space between the letters. Make it 0.1 rem. Next, I'm going to change the color. Use here blue color. So, as you can see, the heading elements look nice. Next, I'm going to select the stars. I mean the icon. Let's change the font size, make it 1.6 rem. Also change the color. Use here orange. As you can see, the stars look nice. And now it's time to customize the H4 heading element, which is the price. Change the font size. Also change the color. So, as you can see, headings look nice. Alright, now we need the same styles for the button at the bottom. As you can see, the styles are applied and the button looks nice. The last thing to do in this section is to customize the icons of the card. let's select wrapper and define the position. Let's make it absolute. We need position relative for the parent element in order to align elements according to the parent. Let's set top to 2 rem and right position to 2 rem as well. Next, we need display flex, and we have to change the direction, make it column. So as you can see, the phone awesome icons are aligned in the top right corner of the card. Now we need to customize and style the icons itself, I mean the phone awesome icon. Let's set width to 3 rem and also define height, make it 3 rem as well. We need background color to be white. Then I'm going to make the icons rounded using border radius 50%. Also create some space at the bottom using margin bottom 1 rem. And then I'm going to place the icons in the center of the circles using display flags, justify content center, and also we need align items center. Alright, after that let's create some shadow effect using box shadow. Use here values 0.5 rem, 1 rem, and the RGBA black color with a lower opacity. And now let's change the font size, make it 1.2 rem, and also change the color, use blue color. Alright, so the icons look good, and now we have to hide them because they should appear on hover. Let's hide the icons and also move them slightly using transform, translate Y with value 2 rem. So as you can see, the icons are hidden. And now we have to create hover effect. Let's select pricing card with hover. And also we have to select the icons. On hover, we have to display back the icons. And also set the transform, translate Y property to the default position. I mean, we need here 0. And also use transition for smooth effect. So as you can see, we have here a really nice and simple hover effect. And actually, with the pricing section, we are done. So let's go ahead and move on to the next section. Okay, so now it's time to move on and start to create our next section, which is going to be a blog section. Let's insert here new comments, blog, end of blog. And then open section tag with a class name, blog. I'm going to insert here div tag with the class blog content, in which I'm going to insert here another div with the class blog top. We need here again div tag with the class magazine, and also I'm going to pass here an image. Let's select image, which is going to be magazine.png. Alright, next we need div tag with the class trends, and then h1 heading tag with the value winter trends 2023. Okay, next I'm going to use button, download, and then let's use div tag with the class blog articles. We will have 3 different articles, in which I'm going to pass here span with the number 01, Then we need another span element with some dummy text. Let's duplicate article twice, because as I said, we need 3 articles overall. So let's change the numbers. Alright, so that's it about the HTML markup. Let's go ahead and start to customize this section. I'm going to insert here new comments. Then select section element. Define width, it's going to be 100%. As for the height, I'm going to set it to 80 viewport height. Also, I'm going to change the background color. It's going to be blue color. Then I'm going to use Flexbox. Let's place the elements in the center using Justify Content Center and Align Items Center. Okay, so next I'm going to select block content. Let's define width, it's going to be 50%. Then the height is going to be 50 rem. Also, I'm going to change the background color. I'm going to use an orange color. Then let's make the corners rounded using border radius. So here we have the content. Let's go ahead and select block top. Use Flexbox. I'm going to set justify content to space evenly. And also I'm going to align items in the center. Next, let's go ahead and select block top image. I'm in the image of the magazine. Let's set some space at the top using margin top 5 rem. So the image looks nice. Next, I'm going to use trends, H1 heading element. Let's change the font size. It's going to be 6 rem. Also, I'm going to change the width. Let's set it to 35 rem. And also change the space between the words using line height 1. Then change color. You make it white. Then change color, make it white. And also use some space at the bottom. Alright, after that, let's go ahead and select button. Let's define width, it's going to be 18 rem. Then I'm going to define the height, it's going to be 4 rem. Also change the background color. Let's use blue color. Get rid of the default border. So here we have the button. I'm going to make it rounded using border radius 3 rem. Also change the font size, it's going to be 1.6 rem. Then change color, make it white, and also make the cursor pointer. Alright, after that I'm going to start to work on articles. Let's use Flexbox. We need justify content center. And also we need some space at the top using margin top 2 rem. So here we have the articles. Let's select the article itself. Define width, it's going to be 23 rem. Also we need to define height, which will be 10 rem. Then create some space using margin. After that, I'm going to use Flexbox. Let's align items in the center and also use cursor pointer. Okay. Next, I'm going to select span elements in the article. Let's increase the font size, make it 2 rem. And also change the color. I'm going to use white color. Next, I'm going to make the text uppercase. And also change the line height, make it 1. So here we have the text of the articles. Let's duplicate this code and now select the first span element using nth child selector. I'm going to increase the font size. It's going to be 5 rem. Then get rid of color, text transform property, and also the line height. I'm going to use font weight with the value bold. And also let's create some space on the right side using margin right 1 rem. Okay, so as you can see, the block section is finished and it looks really nice. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so let's go ahead and start to create our next section, which is going to be a contact section. I'm going to insert here new comments, contact, end of contact, then open section element with a class name, contact. I'm going to insert here div tag with a class contact content. Let's insert here another div, which is going to be content left. I'm going to insert here h2 heading element with the text subscribe to our newsletter and grab 30%, which will be placed in the span element. Next, I'm going to place here div tag with the class content right, in which I'm going to insert input tag with the type email and with a placeholder attribute your email address. Besides that, I'm going to insert here button with the text sign up. Alright, so that's it about the HTML markup. Let's go ahead and start to write CSS. Insert the comments, contact, end of contact. Then I'm going to select contact section. Let's define width. It's going to be 100%. Also, I'm going to define the height. It's going to be 40 viewport height. Then I'm going to use display flex and I'm going to place the content in the center using justify content center and align items center. So as you can see, the content is placed in the center. Let's go ahead and select content and define width. It's going to be 50%. Also, I'm going to define height. It's going to be 15 rem. Then I'm going to use again flexbox. So as you can see, the elements are placed side by side horizontally. Then let's go ahead and select content left and define width. It's going to be 40%. Then I'm going to define the height. It's going to be 100%. I'm in the 100% of the parent. Then let's change the background color. I'm going to use orange color. So here we have the left side. Let's make the corners rounded using border radius 2 rem, 0, 0, 2 rem. Also, I'm going to use flexbox and I want to place the items in the center. Besides that, let's create some space on the left side using padding. After that, I'm going to select content left heading element. Let's define a width. It's going to be 80%. Also, I'm going to change the font size. Let's set it to 2.2 rem. Then I'm going to change the color. It's going to be white. Also, we need to decrease the line height. It's going to be 1.4. And now I'm going to select the span element, which includes 30% off. Let's change the font size, make it 2.5 rem, and also change the color. I'm going to use here blue color. Alright, so the left side looks really nice. Let's go ahead and select the right side. Let's define the width. It's going to be 60%. Also, I'm going to define the height as 100%. Then change the background color. Use the blue color. Then I'm going to make the corners rounded using border radius. In this case, we need 0, 2 rem, 2 rem, and 0. Also use flexbox to align the elements in the center. We need align item center and also justify content center. Alright, let's go ahead and select the input element. First of all, I'm going to define the width. It's going to be 35 rem. Then define the height. Let's make it 4 rem. Change the background color. I'm going to use here a color 174B69. It's a lighter blue color. Next, I'm going to create some space inside the input using padding. Then get rid of default border and create border radius 0.5 rem. Also change the color. I'm going to make the color white and create some space on the right side using margin right 1 rem. Okay, so as you can see, the input element looks nicer. Let's go ahead and select input again. Add here placeholder. Let's change the color, make it white, and also change the font size, make it 1.4 rem. Alright. After that, I'm going to select input with focus. On focus, I'm going to change the border. Let's make it 0.1 rem solid. And as the color, I'm going to use orange. So once we focus the input, the border will change. Alright, now it's time to customize the button which is placed next to input element. Let's define width, make it 10 rem. Then I'm going to define the height, it's going to be 4 rem. Also change the background color. Let's use here orange color. Then I'm going to get rid of border. Let's make it none. And use border radius to make the corners of the button rounded. Then I'm going to change the font size. It's going to be 1.6 rem. Change the color of the text. Let's make it white. And also change the cursor type, make it pointer. Alright, so that's it about the contact section. It looks really nice. Let's move on to the next section. Alright, so now it's time to create our last section of the project, which is going to be a footer. Actually, the footer is going to be a simple one. Let's insert here comments for the footer. Then I'm going to open HTML5 footer tag with the class footer. Then let's go ahead and insert here div tag with the class copyright, in which I'm going to place paragraph, which will include HTML5 entity, I mean the copyright sign, followed by the text, all rights reserved, 2023, and then created by code and create. Besides that, we will have here a logo, I mean the font awesome icon of the couch. followed by the h1 heading element, furniture. Okay, so that's it. All the elements are created. Let's go ahead and customize this section. Insert comments for the footer. Then I'm going to select footer element, define its width. It's going to be 50%. Then the height is going to be 5 rem. Also, we need here margin row to center the element, and also use display flex. Justify content space between to create space between the items, and also we need here align items center to center the elements vertically. Okay, next I'm going to use border top with values 0.1 rem, solid, and as the color, let's use CCC. Alright, that's it about the footer. Next I'm going to customize the copyright div element. Let's set font size to 1.6 rem. Also change the color, use here blue color. Next I'm going to take care of the right side of the footer. Let's use display flex to place the items side by side. Also we need here align items center, so the elements are aligned nicely. Next let's go ahead and select font awesome icon, increase the font size, make it 2 rem, and also change the color. I'm going to use here orange. And then we need some space on the right side using margin right with the value 1.5 rem. Alright, so that's it about the icon. Next, I'm going to select the h1 heading element. Let's change the font family. Use here Kenya cursive. Also set the font size to 2 rem. And use some letter spacing, 0.3 rem. And also change the color, use here blue color. Alright, so that's it about the footer. It looks nice, and actually with the project we are done. Next we have to make it responsive. Alright, so now it's time to make our project responsive to different screen sizes. I'm going to inspect the page and switch to the responsive mode. The project is made for extra large screen size, and now we have to find the breakpoints on which we have to make some changes. Actually, I think that after 1600 pixels, the project needs some changes. So let's go back to the editor, and at first I'm going to insert here new comments for responsive. And then I'm going to create CSS media query, and as the screen size I'm going to define here 1600 pixels. First of all, I'm going to take care of the banner. So let's go ahead and select the banner. I'm going to change its width. Let's make it 70%. Alright. Next, let's make a slight change for the products. Let's select it and set padding top to 10 rem. And also I'm going to change the height, which is going to be 100 viewport height. Alright, so as you can see, the product section looks better. Next, I'm going to select products top and change the width. It's going to be 70%.
Also, I'm going to take care of the product icons. Let's set width to 70% as well. So now we have much better result. Alright. Next, I'm going to take care of the pricing cards. So let's change the width. It's going to be 70%. Next, I'm going to take care of the blog section. So let's go ahead and select blog content. Define width. It's going to be 70% again. So now we have better results. Then let's move on and select contact content. And again, change the width, make it 70%. So the contact section looks good. And finally, we have to take care of the footer. Let's change its width to 70%. Alright, so I think everything looks nice. Let's go ahead and find the next breakpoint. Which I think is going to be 1400 pixels. So let's go ahead and create new CSS media query, and as a max width, let's set here 1400 pixels. I'm going to change the font size of the HTML element. Let's set it to 54%. It will make all the elements slightly smaller, and it will help us to make the project responsive. Next, I'm going to take care of the pricing top element. I mean the image. Let's change the width, make it 60 rem, and also change the space on the right side. Set margin right to 10 rem. Now we have better results, and actually all the other sections look nice. So let's go ahead and start to work on the next breakpoint, which I think is going to be 1200 pixels. So let's go ahead and create new CSS media query, and as the max width, let's specify here 1200 pixels. First of all, let's change the font size of the HTML element. I'm going to set it to 51%. As you can see, all the elements got smaller. Next, I'm going to select banner. Let's change its width and make it 80%. So the banner looks good. Next, I'm going to take care of the product section. Let's select product top, change its width, make it 80%, and also change the width of the product's icons. Let's set it to 80% as well. Alright, next we have here a pricing cards. So I'm going to select pricing cards and set its width to 80%. So we have 3 cards on each line again. Alright, let's move on and take care of the blog section. Let's select blog content and change its width, make it 80%. Next, I'm going to select blog top image, which is the magazine. Let's set its width to 40 rem. Also, I'm going to select blog articles and set margin top to 0. Alright, so the blog section looks good. And now we have to take care of the contact section and also the footer. So let's set width to 80% for content and also change the width for the footer as well. Alright, so that's it about this breakpoint. Let's go ahead and find the next one. So I think the next breakpoint is going to be 1000 pixels. So let's go ahead and create new CSS media query with a max width 1000 pixels. First of all, I'm going to decrease the font size of the HTML element. Let's make it 46%. Next, I'm going to take care of the navigation. Let's select Navbar top div element and change margin. Make it 0 and 2 rem on the left and right sides, so the navigation list looks better. Next, I'm going to select search bar input element. And I'm going to change the width. Let's make it 40 rem. So that's it about the navigation. Let's select banner heading and change the font size. Let's make it 6 rem. Then I'm going to take care of the product section. Let's select products and define height. Let's make it 90 viewport height. And also I'm going to set padding top to 5 rem. Next, I'm going to select products top H2 heading element and set font size to 5 rem. Alright, let's duplicate this code and do the same for the H1 element. I'm going to set font size to 7 rem. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next section, which is pricing section. I'm going to select pricing top image. Let's set its width to 40 rem. Next, we need to select pricing top H1 heading element. Let's change the font size, make it 5 rem. And also I'm going to set width to 35 rem. Alright, so I think the top side looks good. Now let's take care of the cards. Let's set its width to 90%. So again, we have 3 cards on each line. And actually, everything looks good. Let's move on and find the next breakpoint, which I think is going to be 800 pixels. So let's go ahead and select new CSS media query with a max width 800 pixels. Let's change again font size of the HTML element. I'm going to set it to 39%. Next, I'm going to select logo, the font awesome icon, and change its font size, make it 4 rem. After that, I'm going to select search bar, input element, and I'm going to change the width. Let's make it 30 rem. Alright, now we have to take care of the product section. I think we have large space in this section, so let's select products and define height, make it 75 viewport height. And also change the padding at the top side. Let's set it to 0. Alright. Next, I'm going to select icons, development. Let's set its height to 18 rem. Also, we need to decrease the size of the icons. So let's select images and set their width to 5 rem. Now they look much better. And besides that, I'm going to select span elements and decrease the font size. Let's make it 1.8 rem. Alright. Next, let's go ahead and take care of the pricing section. Select pricing top image and set its width to 30 rem. Also, we need to take care of the pricing card. Let's set its width to 27 rem. Now the images are too bigger, so let's take care of that. Select pricing card image and define the width. Let's make it 18 rem. So now they look much better. Now we need to take care of the block section, so let's go ahead and select block content, set width to 90%. Also, I'm going to select block top image and I'm going to define its width as 30 rem. Alright. Next, let's go ahead and take care of the trends H1 heading element. I'm going to change its font size. Let's set it to 4 rem. And also change the width, make it 30 rem. Okay, so after that, I'm going to select blog articles and let's set margin top to 5 rem in order to move down the articles. Alright, that's it about the blog section. Let's move on and take care of the contact section. Select contact content and change width, make it 90%. Actually, we need here percentage sign. Besides that, I'm going to select right side, the input element. Let's set width to 30 rem. So the contact section looks good, and let's move on to footer, change its width, make it 90%. Alright, So that's it about this breakpoint. Let's move on and find the next one. So I think that the next breakpoint is going to be 600 pixels. So let's create new CSS media query and set max width to 600 pixels. First of all, again, I'm going to change the font size of the HTML element. It's going to be 35%. Next, I'm going to select logo span element and I'm going to change its font size. Let's make it 3 rem. Also, we need to take care of the search bar input element. Let's set its width to 26 rem. Also, we need to take care of the navigation items. Select div elements and change width, make it 12 rem. So now, as you can see, the top side of the website looks nice. Let's move on to the landing. I'm going to change the height. It's going to be 75 viewport height. Also, I'm going to select heading element, which is placed on the banner, and let's change its width, make it 30 rem. Next, we need to take care of the button. The buttons. Let's set width to 15 rem. Next, let's select the first button and change the position. The right position is going to be 22 rem. Okay, so that's it about the header of the website. Let's move on and take care of the product section. Let's set height to 90 viewport height. Now, as you can see, we have large space down. So let's select product top. We need text align center and we have to change the margin at the bottom. Let's set it to 3 rem. Alright, let's go ahead and select the icons and set its width to 70%. Also, we need flex wrap to place the icons on different lines. Next thing that we have to do is to select div element and set width to 16 rem. Also, we need to set margin to 2 rem. So as you can see, the last item has margin on the left side. So I'm going to fix that problem. Let's select div elements. The last element in the list. Let's set margin right to 2 rem. So as you can see, now the problem is fixed. Alright. Next, we have to take care of the block section because the pricing section looks good. So let's go ahead and select article span element. Change the font size. Let's set it to 1.5 rem. Now it looks good. And actually, with this breakpoint, we are done. Let's move on and find the next breakpoint, which is going to be the last one. So let's go ahead and create new CSS media query. As the max width of the screen, I'm going to specify here 450 pixels. First of all, let's change the font size of the HTML element. It's going to be 32%. Next, I'm going to take care of the logo. I think it would be nice if we hide the text, I mean the span element at all, using display none. Next, I'm going to take care of the product section. Let's select products and set height to 80 viewport height. Alright, next let's move on and take care of the top side of the pricing section. I'm going to select an image element. Let's set its width to 25 rem. And also, let's customize the heading H1. I'm going to change the font size. Let's set font size to 3.5 rem. And then change the width, make it 25 rem. Alright. Now, I have to take care of the contact section. Let's go ahead and select the left side, I mean content left, H2 heading element. Let's set font size to 1.8 rem. Next, I'm going to select content left, span element, and to change its font size, let's make it 2 rem. Alright, let's move on and take care of the right side. Select content right, input element, decrease its width, make it 25 rem. So now, as you can see, everything looks nice, and we can say that our project is responsive to different screen sizes.
And that's it. We've successfully built a fully responsive furniture website using just HTML and CSS. From creating a modern navbar and an eye-catching hero section to designing product displays, pricing cards, and a newsletter sign-up, everything came together beautifully. If you enjoyed this project and found it helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our future content. Drop a comment below to share your thoughts or any questions you might have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.